Hi, I'm Jahan, Senior Growth Marketing Manager at Swoogo. Today, I'm going to walk you through some best practices when creating an event, website, and registration. I'm not a designer. However, there are four pillars that I focus on when creating and evaluating a site as both a registrant or a stakeholder. One is going to be branding. What is your brand story trying to tell me? Is it the same as your company's brand story, or do you have the budget, the luck, and the time to have your event be its own entity? How much effort was put into the site and the branding? That gives a good indication of what one can expect at either your virtual or in-person event. Two, usability. This is a huge one for me. How easy is it to find the information that I need? Do I have to search and click around a million times to find out why I should go, how much it will cost, who's going to be there, speakers, sponsors, registrants? Or where's your session and content information that will convince my boss to let me attend? Three, you got to have it, FOMO. What are you giving me on this site that makes me feel like I just have to be there and I have to register now? And four, the reg process, of course. How easy is it to register? Do I need to set aside time to answer 55 questions and also bring out my passport? Probably not going to get me in that case. For today's walkthrough, I'm going to use Swoogo's own unconventional site. Unconventional is our annual user conference. Now, the site that you're seeing now is from last year's event, November 2024. And it's currently an on-demand site. We haven't launched registration for 2025 yet. But this is a great example of keeping your event sites evergreen. You spend so much time on it. Why not keep it up and utilize it until you launch the next registration? So I am going to look at these sites from the four pillars that I just mentioned. One, let's start with branding. As you can see, we've pulled in some of the Swoogo colors. If you don't know, one of our main colors is orange. And it really ties in with the theme of build fearlessly with the cogs. I have a good idea of what I'm going to get as we scroll down the page. It is fun. It is bright. So I know that when going to this event, I'm going to get some energy. Two, usability. One of my very favorite things is a sticky navigation bar. As I scroll down, you'll see that this navigation bar sticks. I don't want to have to click around to find information. And when inspiration hits and I say, oh my gosh, I have to go to this event, I want to be able to register for multiple parts of the site. So for example, where this watch on demand button is, it used to be a register here. And if I scroll back up, this button also used to be register here. Now, I'll take a moment to say this was a miss from us. Our good friend Jay Schwedelson told us stop saying register here, and he could not be any more correct. We know that the register button goes to register. Our attendees know that. We know we want them to register. Well, what if we said something else? What if we said, I can't miss it. I can't wait. I hate boring events. Something else that shows our human side that connects to their human side. Spice it up a bit. Let's also talk about FOMO. So prior to us changing the site into an on-demand site, we had videos of past events. You're probably already paying a photographer and videographer. Why not continue to use those assets on your sites to build that FOMO? It creates nostalgia for people who attended your events and creates the FOMO for people you want to attend your events next time. Going back to usability, I really have to focus on putting the value prop above the fold. Shout out to my journalist husband who taught me that, but you really want to put it front and center. What will people gain from attending your event? Lately, I've seen some build your own adventure sites where you could click on the type of attendee you would be to see what you would gain from that conference. And I think it's genius. I don't want to have to scroll or control find anything that would highlight why I need to be there. Remember, we all have short attention spans, so it's better to put it front and center. Now, if we continue going down, there are some other things that I want to call out. You'll find that the branding of threes really sticks with us. I don't know why we did threes. I'll ask our creative team, but you'll see we have 3 speakers in a row. If you come down here, we create more of that usability. What am I going to get? What are some key spotlights that we want our registrants to know that they will see, or build that anticipation? And here we have our featured speakers and sessions. I want to touch on the agenda and some usability here. We have value prop up here, but going down, one thing that I think everyone makes a mistake on is having too much copy on your site. Not a lot of us have a big attention span. We want to see, we're so used to the bold and the bold words and the bulleted phrases that we really want to see high level what we're getting. And by having the speaker details pop up, that gives people the option to click in and learn more. We also incorporated more of the fun branding here with these little pop-ups. So you want to make the information accessible, but not necessarily in your face if it's not applicable to that person. And another thing, frequently asked questions. I highly advise people to use nested frequently asked questions. It's not the best user experience to have to control find or scroll down a lot in order to find the information that you need. Now, I've touched on branding, usability, and FOMO. But because this is now our on-demand site, I wanted to switch to another Swoogo registration site. And this one is for a different type of event. This is for a webinar that we have upcoming. And as you can see, it has an entirely different look, but the same branding fun feel. We incorporated some of the same colors and the round shapes, but because it's a webinar, we don't need the frequently asked questions. We don't need the speaker pages or the location. It's a very simple form. So you always want to make sure that the registration questions and the data you're collecting are going to be used for that event. If I ask them dietary questions, obviously wouldn't need that for a webinar. So you want to make sure that the data you're collecting, you're actually going to be using, because you want the process to be easy for both your registrants, but also your team and what they have to do with that data. Those are my best tips for creating your event website and registration. Let me know if you have any questions or other tips that you would incorporate.